So we're nearly at the end of the month, so it must be time for a seedling update video. In fact, it seems like I've been making loads of videos recently all about sowing seeds and seedlings, but I kind of make no apologies for it because, you know, this is what some people call a second spring. It's the time when you're really sowing like crazy to get all your plants ready to plant out in sort of, you know, towards the end of August and into September and early October. And of course, the beauty of this period is that these plants are going to last you a very long time, and that is the joy of winter gardening. So I will put up probably at the side here or the side here, I can never figure it out, all the different things that I've sown this month, and you can browse those at your leisure. And I'll probably put a link to where you can find that information down below in the description, and you're looking for the reference information section of my ebook, and it's got everything. So let's take a look around at all the different seedlings. Most of the seedlings that we've been sowing have been in the kitchen garden at home. The allotment is still full of things that we planted a long time ago for winter or summer crops. It'll be replanted pretty soon. So there we've got turnips and Mikado spinach that I put in last week, only a few days ago anyway, and lots of different kales, some that I put in a couple of weeks ago and some that I put in today. And then I've got my spring cabbages, and obviously they're planted far too close together, but that's because I'm going to thin out every other plant for winter greens. And then I've got a few more kales interplanted with turnips, and again there's a few that I've put in today just to fill gaps where we've had losses due to cutworms. So then down here we've got radishes and a few more radishes interplanted into those salad onions. And then down here, if you can hear me over the helicopter, we've got collards, and that's interplanted with Kale, and that Kale will be harvested before the collards grow too big. So I've got loads of salad onions in the ground, and they're the ones we'll be eating in September and October. And then these are the salad onions that we'll be eating in November and December and January. And I've got more salad onions that haven't germinated yet, and they're the ones we'll be eating in February and March and April. We need a lot of salad onions. We grow many thousands of them a year because we eat about 10 a day, I should think, something like that, so about 3,000 a year. And at that end there we've got tough ball overwintered onions, and they're being grown at lower density for bulbing onions in about May, June time. So a couple of minutes ago I showed you some brassicas that I planted today, and these are the spares. I put them in big pots because I'm expecting to leave them in these pots for, you know, 3 or 4 weeks, I should say, maybe even a little bit longer. And these are spares. As I say, we have loads of losses to cutworms and slugs and snails, so it's worth having a nice batch of spares. I've also got some more little ones, but yeah, these are going to be nice big mature plants, hopefully get planted out on the allotment sometime in September. And then dropping down a level, got the next succession of turnips, and then over there the next succession of turnips and radish. And then down here we've got the lamb's lettuce, and lamb's lettuce is just a fantastic lettuce, really beautiful to eat, super healthy as well, but it's so slow growing. So these little seedlings here will not be ready to eat probably until December, January time. But that's kind of the time we want them, because that is when the lettuces are kind of stalling due to low light levels. The other beautiful thing about these little tiny lamb's lettuces is that they can grow outside, and they can survive pretty much anything that the weather will throw at them in balmy Lytham St And then up here in the spare bedroom, We've got a whole load of little kales and parsley, and these are under grow lights. And why have them under grow lights at this time of year? It's just because of the pest problems that we have here. Well, everybody has them. Moths and butterflies really caused me a lot of problems this year, so I've decided to switch the grow lights on and spend a few pounds and just bring these on undercover. So these are the little kales that are going to grow in low tunnels for harvest sort of midwinter and well into spring. And then here is a new acquisition for me. It's a little seed starting station, which is in the coolest corner of the house. And that is because that is really the way that seedlings like to grow, so to germinate rather. Nice and cool, stable temperatures, you know, about 18 to 20 degrees, something like that. And they don't mind it a little bit cooler than that even. So I've got a whole load of lettuces there, and then more onions. So I think these are Leela salad onions, these are Guardsman salad onions down there. I've got some winter miners lettuce and more salad onions, and the first tray of true spinach. We'll have a lot of trays of true spinach over the next few weeks. Yeah, true spinach is pretty important. We don't sow it all at the same time, otherwise we have a massive glut. We basically sow it as late as we can get away with, so that we have loads in midwinter, but not too much in autumn. And then we gradually clear the beds as we get into sort of, you know, late February, March time, so we don't have too much again, and get those replanted with the spring crops. So I'm really happy to have this now. Really tidies things up for me. If you want to know more about growing seedlings or anything else related to gardening, take a look at my ebook. There's a link to that as well in the description. My name's Steve. This is the Seaside Kitchen Garden and Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.